So I got a call from my agent saying the RSC want to talk to you about a musical project, and I'd been in America and stuff, and I was used to people going, let's take a meeting about a potential musical, and they're always really general. And so when people they just want to show an interest because they go, well, that guy can write music and lyrics, let's talk about a musical. And I thought, oh, it's just going to be one of those. The RSC are reaching out and all that sort of stuff. But I sat down at this meeting, and it was with Matthew Warchus, who I had no idea about who he was or anything. And he said, have you heard of the story Matilda? Do you know the story Matilda by Roald Dahl? And I went, yeah. And he said, well, the RSC, I'm working with the RSC on creating a stage musical version. And I just went, blah, 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 because about 10 years earlier, when I was still living in Perth, I wrote a little musical play, and I was doing quite a lot of music for children's theatre, small productions. And at that point, I had, maybe because I'd recently seen the movie or reread the book, because I was a Roald Dahl fan as a kid, I had thought, God, Matilda would be an amazing musical. Surely someone's done it. And I remember trying to find out. My ambitions were very small. I thought I'd just it might be a good thing to do with the local children's theatre company. And it just was one of those ideas that disappeared into the past, but it's always been one of those sort of lost ideas. And so when Matthew said that, I just kind of freaked out. And I think probably the enthusiasm with which I approached the topic might have influenced why I ended up getting the job. I think I bullied them into giving it to me. There's no doubt that the fact that the story pre-exists in the mind of pretty much everyone in the world makes it doesn't make it harder, because it's in some ways more exciting, because you're given this gift of a pre-existing story that everyone knows. But you definitely feel a certain pressure to make sure that you do the work justice. And not just the work, but Roald Dahl in general. You have this respect for the dude and his family and everyone that has an interest in this. And we're now custodians of that story, and we have responsibility. At the same time, you really don't want to put yourself under pressure to be as literal in your interpretation as possible, because that would be doing a disservice to the work to be too rigid and to not let the piece inspire a whole imaginary world. Because if you just put Matilda the book on stage, it would be short and strange, and it wouldn't be what it could be. When you write songs for characters, they have to be something else than what they are on a page. I think the tone of the musical is going to be... I've written music to suit the mood of the script that Dennis has written, basically, and Dennis's script reflects the mood of Roald Dahl. So my music it's not a genre. I haven't written, it's not Hairspray. I haven't written all the songs in a particular genre, and although I'm probably known for writing funny songs, they're not just songs. It's going to feel like a musical. There's themes that weave in and out of stuff, and it's not verse, chorus, verse all the time. There's some really, hopefully, nice songs that people can sing along to, but it's real musical theatre. There's spoken dialogue, and there's songs that develop the musical themes. It's quite angular. We use the word angular a lot when we're describing the music, because Roald Dahl in my head is, he's kind of, and not only that, but we discuss Quentin Blake's art a lot, and that the inkiness of it and the kind of slightly grotesque rendering of the bad characters and stuff. So maybe the music's sometimes a bit grotesque, there's no genre, but it will all sound like, I guess it will sound like my sort of stuff, if anyone knows what my sort of stuff is. But I think, especially as a composer lyricist, you react to the text lyrically, and then you react to the lyrics musically. So the text tells you what they should sing about, and what they're singing about tells you how it should sound. And I try to, within my limited scope, I can't write like Wagner nor like Hendrix, but within my tool bag, I try to be as pure as I can in interpreting the words, so that the music doesn't get in the way of, or the music enhances the emotion of the lyrics. I'm really, really looking forward. to the moment when the orchestra, the band, takes this music up and the sound is right and stuff. Because all you can do is hear the sounds and hear them rendered on crappy old pianos in rehearsal rooms, in echoey rooms, and you're like, okay, that's just a hint at how this should sound. And in my fantasy, if I can hardly believe, from this point, I can hardly believe that'll happen. But in not so long, I should be sitting in this seat, hearing it sound the way it sounded when I first conceived of it, and hopefully it'll be beautiful. You know, hopefully it'll be really moving and uplifting and beautiful. We're trying to write something really entertaining and emotive and fun and funny, and you know, we want to write, like everyone who writes a musical, you want to write something that takes people on this big roller coaster. And this is a children's story, but I want everyone in the theatre to have their moments where they're laughing their guts out and have their moments where they're wiping tears, and that's what you always try. And so I'm looking forward to that succeeding.